Hey there, happy day 978 of What You Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting my journey as I transition from the brick and mortar world, the real world of business and corporate America, over a quarter century in corporate America, to the online world. So it's been an interesting ride. Obviously, day 978, I've had a lot to say about what works, what doesn't work, what's worked for me, what I've tried that has been absolutely epically miserable. Right now, I launched a new Get Up and Go challenge. Yesterday was the first day. It was day one. Today was day two. Just did the recording for that. I do it live here on my Get Up and Go challenge page, but I post it at 11 o'clock. I tried the first time to do it live at 11, but I was watching my 4-year-old granddaughter, and it made it extremely challenging. We had some funny videos, but it made it extremely challenging to get that done with her. So I started just pre-recording the 11 a.m. message, putting it out every day at 11. And my videos never disappear. All the content that I've created this year as part of the Get Up and Go challenge is on the Get Up and Go challenge page. It's going to stay there as long as Facebook will leave it up. It will stay on the Get Up and Go private group for as long as Facebook lets it stay up. I don't know why it would go away. Geez, I think I've been on Facebook for 12 years or something. So I've had friends for at least 12 years. So I've been there for a long time. And it's just a challenge that helps people to know what to do right now. So often we find ourselves in a situation and we feel like we don't know what to do. Now the secret is we always know what to do. We don't necessarily want to do it. We don't necessarily want to admit it to ourselves. We don't want to face the ramifications of the choices and the things we want to do, but we always know what to do. We always do. You know, I can't tell you how often I say, and I still do, people will ask me a question, I'll be like, well, I don't know the answer to that. But sometimes I absolutely positively, actually all the time, I absolutely positively do know the answer to it, whether I'm admitting it to myself or not. But sometimes I say I don't know on purpose because I want to give people the opportunity to solve their own situation, to solve their own problem. Other times, I really don't know what the right thing is for them because I don't have all the information. Only you have all the information and all the pertinent information about your situation. You're telling me parts of it, but I don't know the whole story. I don't know what all your previous experiences are. I don't know all the details of your current situation in all the areas and aspects of your life that might need to be taken into consideration before I tell you my answer, what my answer would be. I can share, okay, I had a similar situation. This is what I did. This is what happened. But I can't really tell you exactly what you need to do. And neither can anyone else, by the way. We all go to coaches and gurus. Well, we don't all, but a lot of us use coaches and experts and gurus and research and all kinds of things to help us make better decisions. But ultimately, it's always up to you to take the action and choose what you're going to do. So Get Up and Go Challenge Day 2 was all about what's in it for you to do a challenge. What's in it for you to do this particular challenge? What's in it for you to figure out a way to deal with challenges and changes that always make sure you're better off than before you face that experience. That's what this challenge is all about. So that was lesson 2 today, day 2. And every day I'm sharing a tool. So today's tool, yesterday's was a paper and pencil or something to write with and something to write on, because taking notes and writing things down is so powerful. Today's tool is the set point, the understanding that we all, each and every one of us, for so many areas and aspects of our life, we actually have a comfort zone set point. And just like the thermostat in your home, sometimes that set point is perfectly right for us, you know, and other times it needs to be adjusted. And we need to consciously change and adjust it. Otherwise, our subconscious will continue to run at that set point, even if it's not good for us. So, for example, I have a set point that I'm at for my weight, have been for a long time. Well, during COVID, my behaviors caused my actual physical weight to go up. And now I'm like, once I realized it, I'm like, okay, this isn't okay for me because here's my set point and here's where I'm at. How am I going to get back to my set point? And so we have that for weight. We have that for finances where we're comfortable. We have that for everything. We have it for how we feel about and how we deal with different situations. So the question today was, what is your personal set point for handling challenges or changes? What's your automatic first response? And for me, okay, it used to be about a 9 or a 10, meaning I would freak out and it would be terrible. But a long time ago, about 10 years ago, when I had my sudden cardiac arrest, everything changed and how I respond to things changed significantly. So the question was, when COVID hit, what was your initial set point? 0 to 1 being, no reaction, just went with the flow, totally went with the flow. That was my initial reaction, no big deal. To 10, freaking out, not knowing what you're going to do, just, really being upset and emotional about it. How much resistance did you feel to the things that were happening because of COVID? So from 1 to 10, I just made up, let's do a 1 to 10 scale for this particular question. But you can do that with anything. And how do we know what our set point is? All we have to do is look at the results in a certain area or aspect of our life. With respect to finances, how much money is in your bank account? That's probably your set point. And if you look at your bank statements for the past 12 months or couple of years, you'll see very clearly what your set point is. And that works for everything. So that was our tool today. How do you use just actually consciously looking at where you're at right now, or how you automatically respond to things, and how can that help you learn more about yourself and to grow and develop and move toward what you want. So that was our Get Up and Go challenge today. I don't know what tomorrow's going to be yet. I'm going to make not a painful confession, but I'm going to make a confession and show you 30-day October challenge, days 1 and 2. Tools, days 1 and 2. Action item. Oh, where's the action item page? Action item page, days 1 and 2. I haven't gone ahead and mapped it out because I'm kind of feeling my way through how do I want to put the information out there this year. I've got pages and pages of different tools brainstormed, so it won't be hard to pick a tool for each day of the challenge. It won't be hard to pick a topic for each day of the challenge because I've done it 4 times before, and I want to pick and choose what worked best, what didn't work, what actually is the most beneficial to the people that are participating in the challenge to get the most progress and the most results in the 30-day period of time. So that's why I haven't mapped it all out. I've got a couple of other previous 30-day challenges in this particular notebook and in another notebook, so I can always go back and follow the same format, but I feel like I want to do it differently this time. I want to make sure that we're adding absolutely positively as much value as we can to this 30-day challenge. Of course, it's a free challenge. It'll always be available on the Get Up and Go challenge page. But day 3, I probably know what it's going to be, but I want to map out at least the next couple of days, heading into the weekend. So in the weekend, I'd like to have at least my topics mapped out, and then it's easy to come up with the lesson material and the action item and the tool. Maybe because I've done so many of them, they just pop. The right one just comes to me, and boom, we start talking about it. We go with it. So that's my big project for the month of October. That, and I got so many projects going on, but that's my main priority project is the Get Up and Go challenge, the October 2020 Get Up and Go challenge. So that supersize your business today was scraping the bottom of the barrel. The idiom scrape the bottom of the barrel, and that was actually a fun one. It's getting fun as I get to the end of this particular resource and this tool that I was using to pull these idioms out of. And I thought I would do it for, a couple of months while I was moving and transitioning. And then it turned into challenging myself to saying, okay, I'm just going to keep doing it. And now, as there's 600 in this particular book. Today was day 578. Now, I know I didn't count all of them in the beginning, so I might have less of them left than I think that I do. And then I'll figure out something else. I'll decide, well, what do I want to do next? But I've kind of challenged myself to taking all the hardest ones that I saved for the end and making them fit, because my personal challenge was I take an idiom and then how does it apply to growing and building and supersizing your business? How can you use that idiom, that expression right now? Because if an idiom's been around, if an expression or a word or a phrase or a belief has been around for hundreds of years or even hundreds of years or centuries, or even just 100 years, that is a long time and has had the ability to impact a lot of people. Maybe they're your customers in some situations, maybe they're not. But chances are, someone that you come in contact with, they say, each of us come in contact with like 200 people or have 200 people in our personal close network. And if that's so, then chances are someone in your network, your personal network, has heard of or had experience with this particular idiom or expression, no matter what it is. And there's probably 200 different definitions and ways of looking at it. So I like to just share one a day. How can I take this idiom and apply it to growing and building my business? So how might you be able to do the same? A fun challenge today was about becoming I can't remember, being not an expert, but being good at something, getting a great result at something, and sticking with it until you get a great result at it. And I share the example of cooking because none of us are born knowing how to cook, right? Or bake. And how do we get proficient at it? How do we get good at it? How do we get good results? We do it. We practice it. We do it repeatedly until we get great at it. And I also shared this, that my family accused me of poisoning them on occasion because some of the stuff I created was so horrible. So horrible I wouldn't even eat it. So it's amazing that I actually tried to get other members of my family when I was a little girl to do that as well. And then there were other things that were just awesome and turned out terrific. And my son followed kind of the same path in his cooking. He had eaten champagne chicken at a restaurant that we love, and he wasn't going to ask him for the recipe, but he wanted to be able to recreate and make that at home. And he made about 30 or more different versions of this champagne chicken until he got it just the way he liked it. And actually, it was better than what we got at the restaurant. So that was fun. I did the same thing with cookies. I used to make Ranger cookies all the time when I was a girl. And then I did it with sunbuckle cookies. And then I did it with baking different desserts and things until I learned how to be proficient at it, till I got good at it. And were there some trials and tribulations and really crappy recipes and things along the way? Absolutely. But that's how we learn to do anything, right? We practice, we try, some things work, some things don't. We do more of what works and less of what doesn't work until we get the results that we want. So those are the challenges that I'm working on right now, the projects I'm working on. I'm in a read 30 books in 30 days challenge, but it's reimagining how we read, because I read, if I can read with a magnifying glass, or I project it up on the big screen television, and you can't, there's no such thing as can't, but it's a different challenge for me than it is for other people in the challenge. But the skills and the abilities and the way of looking at it and the way of doing and consuming a book is different, and it fits perfectly with how I choose and want to consume information these days. And so I'm really enjoying it, even though it's an extra challenging challenge for me personally. It's a great challenge. Avril Beckford does it, and if you'd like to know about it, I would be glad to hook you up with her and recommend her, because she does such a terrific job of teaching us how to learn and grow and develop ourselves through other people's information. But it doesn't mean reading a book from cover to cover, which is totally what got me, because I don't really want to read books from cover to cover anymore. So that's what I'm working on right now. I am supposed to be working on my book, but I think I'm kind of working on my book while I'm doing the challenge. So I'm letting myself off the hook a little bit this month on that, as I put different pieces of my personal puzzle of my writing project together. That's it. That's all I've got for you today. If I can help you in any way, ask me in the comments below. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow to give you a little update on what I'm doing, what's working, what's not, mistakes that I just make, and boy, I know all the mistakes I'm still continuing to make. And as they hit priority order, I fix them. But until they hit I need to fix this now, or this is the next thing, we just go with the flow and keep moving forward. All right, have an awesome day. Catch you tomorrow.